So this is the top news in the United States, in US, Brown University shooting. And what I'm going to do in this video is to talk about what this has to do with art. Yes, art and drawings that a drawing that I did, but also a drawing that Jon Steele did in collaboration with me. Or he did the drawing and I just said a few words and then he did his thing. And this is I'm going to show you that this is yeah, whatever, let's just start. So top news in the US, which means that this is significant. This is a topic of discussion. This is something that people think about probably. So yeah, a few how do you say, a few weeks or weeks leading up to this, I did videos about Brown, a lot of videos. Here are some of them I talked about. So this has had to do with my drawing that I did. So you can see Brown just passed SNAP payments for food stamps, so we're getting something about that. Brown passing away in Bristol, where Bristol is a stool scale. We have UPS Airlines crash decoded. What can Brown do for you? NFL decoded. November 2025, it had to do with Brown. And Bailey's became the sexiest man, and that's a brown fluid. So Bailey's is also a brown fluid. So this is something that I've been talking about. Now we see a shooting in Brown University, but the beautiful thing here is that, I mean, okay, this is, first of all, it's horrific because it has to do with murder. But what I do on my channel here is that I talk about the top news, and that's it. And there's that behind all of this mess, there's also some sort of beauty, okay? And that is that we did something together here, Jon Steele and I. Like we did something. Let me explain. First of all, like he did a post here 8 hours ago reminding me that, oh, this is happening in my city where I live in, okay? And the reason why he says like this is because, as I see it at least, the drawings are connected. So, well, what do I mean? Well, the drawing that made me talk about Brown and stool scale had to do with predictive poop eating, a drawing on October 31st, 2025, which led to billionaires getting poop water into their mansions. Tech billionaires started getting poop water into their mansions. There's a video about that. You can search for it. I guess you search for billionaires, poop water, or something like that. And you'll find that video. But then, directly after this, you see, when it comes to these things, so I got, first of all, I got this inspiration to paint this drawing, poop eating, okay? Which had to do with Brown. Okay, I'm not kidding, all of this is connected. And then Jon Steele did the drawing Unspoken, where you can also see something that looks like poop going into the mouth. You see that? But it's also something else. It's also something else at the same time. And where does he live? He lives there. He lives at this place where, in this city where the Brown shooting took place. But not only that, there's also the connections to his drawing, Unspoken, which are one of the biggest is that directly the day after, COP30 talks was disrupted. And these were the top news. It started a fire inside of COP30. So they couldn't talk, they were unspoken. And also the day after John Steele's drawing, which has to do with speech disability, being muted and so on, Trump made a comment that he wanted to execute Democrats. He spoke in different words. He said that he wanted them to be punished for a crime that was executed, that was punishable by execution. Okay, so he basically said that he wants these and these Democrats to be executed to death. That's what he said, Trump. And so he lost the abilities to speak. But not only that, we also saw Mandami, the mayor of New York, being in the top news, again connecting to where John Steele lives. And so now we see this again with the top news of Brown University being where John Steele lives once again, having it's like we're doing something together. First of all, from where I am, my perspective, I know something, okay? I know something about the future. And what do? Well, I take advantage of that, which means that I I involve myself into this, make a drawing, and because if you see a big red button, you just want to press that, right? That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm using my psychic ability, so to say, to perceive a red button. And what do? I press that, of course. And so, but now lately I started involving others because I find that it's the idea of unity, the idea of doing something together, this concept of love, at least trying to do something together. and I find that it has this effect now. So Jon, like this is happening close to Jon, like around him. He's not affected, but it's happening around him, because he did a drawing here. So it's happening around him, like not for him, but it's like he is important or something like that. You see, Jon is important. You see that? So the world is reacting around him. And yeah, so yeah, as I said, maybe we should do some more drawing. I mean, of course, I'm going to do that soon. I mean, with someone, invite to do a drawing because I know something. There's something to do. So wait a moment. Yeah, okay. So yeah. So let me take this whole thing again so you realize. First of all, this is the top news. And what do I do here on my channel? Well, I talk about the top news. I show you that it has to do with something that I've been doing, And so this is the red arrow here pointing is a time axis, you could say that. So I did first this about Brown, and then we see Brown shooting. Top news. Top news, okay? First word of this is Brown. Brown University shooting. Then we see, oh, it has to do with being in the vicinity of John Steele. And what's happening then is that, yeah, we realize that it goes deeper, that these drawings are indeed connected. So you can see, you don't have to see Jon's drawing as as a um, as a speech thing. You can also see it as something brown is entering the mouth, you see, and so it becomes um, and so it starts to revolve around him, you know, in a way here. We see it happening around him, and I personally, as I see it, is that's a good thing. Like I see that, okay, something is happening around him, you know, that's, I think that's good because um, it when I see that, it seems like he exists, you know. This is just, he is existing, he is real, and so it starts to happening around him. But it's also connected to what I've been doing. So I think that's a beautiful thing. Even if, as I said, yeah, like this is a sin, you know, shooting people is bad and so on. But also um, also what we have to know is that this is in the mind of so many, what's happening here. It is something something important, something that, like when people look at the news, it's something that they it becomes the center of attention, or center of everything. And now you see it's connecting to him, and yeah, I find that very meaningful because I'm also involved, um, and yeah, like also you all should know that when this kind of inspiration, I know that it's going to go to lead somewhere. Like I know that for sure. As I said, it's like um, it's like I perceive this butterfly effect. You could say a butterfly effect, and I just have to go there and do something, you know, because that's I'm able to do that. I mean, there's nothing. I'm not doing it like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just doing a drawing, and John just did a drawing. It just became so powerful, you see. And it's as I said, there's not only this, but directly after he made the drawing, you also had Mandami, mayor of New York, being invited to the White House, being praised by Trump in the news. That was the headlines. And then he was in an interview where he said that, yes, he is a fascist. So he kind of um, made a fool of Trump, you could say, by doing like that. First he attracted the the praise of Trump, and then he turned it around and said that he's a fascist directly after. Of like he you see what I mean? He went to the White House, got this. Yeah, okay. I'm just saying what's happening. Um, so yeah, that's it. And you know, the problem with me knowing these butterfly effects and seeing, and I basically know for sure that something is going to happen. Well, when people don't notice that, it breaks my heart, okay? It makes me feel that I'm in a solitude, like I am alone, okay? Even if I can do things, and maybe there is censoring or whatever, um, it still doesn't feel good, okay? Like even if I know that I basically feel like I got a lot of power, you could say. But it doesn't feel that cool, so I like the idea of involving others to do something instead. And what do I get out of that? I feel that I am, I mean, there's no, I feel that people exist, you know. That's what I feel. That's good. And so now when it evolves around him, it makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Okay.